they want for John Security. They say, no, we ain't working with John Security yet. But they come to my own office. Sometimes your brother will have 7 offices to that one checkpoint. And it's wrong. Like for Baustan, that Temastan area, they get about 2 checkpoints in there. Less than 5-minute drive from Temastan to Jawadi Junction, they get another checkpoint. And the checkpoint, when I get network, that there where they get intimidate of too much. When there's no network system in that place, the first time it will intimidate the driver because he get no access to call, to make a phone call. Then end of the day, what they tell you to do, definitely you have to do it. Begging the government to cut down the various checkpoint because the general guys, they're not working at all because you can't be sitting in your Palawa house or your papo where you be, you say, yeah, like checkpoint. Then you sitting there with eye inspection and you say, come to my office. When you getting 500, 1,000 to cross the checkpoint, they will not allow you cross. Therefore, Nima Kante to Grand Jida Bantry, they get one big hole there before reaching to the checkpoint. You can be to the hole if you looking at the checkpoint. You can even sleep in that hole, but when you sleep in the hole, you get to the checkpoint. The first thing they will tell you, say, get drop. When you get in 200, 300, they tell you, say, no, you have to get 1,000, otherwise you're not cross. Sometimes it brings serious confusion and it's wrong.
It's a cool Wednesday afternoon in Monrovia. And what a pleasant way to welcome you to another edition of Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1, the official voice of Atlantic Broadcasting Corporation. We're live and direct from the corner of Brown and Buchanan Streets, downtown Monrovia. Today is the 29th day of March. The year remains constant. AD 2023. Good afternoon to all of you who are monitoring us at the moment, and welcome to the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. This is where we talk all of the hard talks about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of the world. My name is Theophilus. My colleague Anthony Jiffan is here together with serve you between 9 to 6 with all of those interesting developments of the day. And so from just wherever you are monitoring us, whatever you're doing at the moment, we'd like to say good afternoon and welcome to ABC Radio 105.1. We are striving for peace and harmony. Let me tell you what's trending for today on the show, folks. At 4:15, we will have live on the line the Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia, Emmanuel Gonkwe. Recently, Gonkwe filed a petition before the Supreme Court of Liberia against President Weah's executive order mandating officials of government who are desirous of contesting public offices to resign on or before April 7th. We'll talk about that. A couple of other national issues on the show this afternoon. Yesterday, Lone Star disappointed all of us. I was so disappointed on yesterday about the team's performance. Maybe we'll just talk about that in passing because this morning our colleague weighed in on that as well. And so we'll just do that in passing, a few minutes. Talk about the national team and the prospects. Well, let me bring down this team song and welcome my professional colleague Anthony Jiffan, who is here again on another edition of the program. Tony, a pleasant good afternoon to you. Welcome to the Hard Talk. This is another presentation. How are you today?
Well, Theo, I'm okay. It's a pleasure to always be here because this is one thing we chose among all of the professions in the world around. We pick up journalism in our thought. We believe in that information is very cardinal.
Yeah. To information dissemination
is to the society.
It's a major tool, yeah.
And so we decided that we will inform our people through the radio. And so it's a great day. I'm always happy when I'm here seated. I said to everyone, sometimes when you have a smile on your face, people ask you, why are you from something? No. I said, the fact that you are able, you have breath in you and you are able to do what is required of you, you have to be happy. There is no reason why you should transfer aggression, because maybe something may be versed and you won't transfer it. But I say, we are always good being here. It's a pleasure today.
Yeah.
Like you said, with the lineup, we're going to run through all of those things here on the show today. Like I know you, like you mentioned, I was like, what you will talk about eating again, man? Man, imagine I had my fleck on my neck yesterday.
Yeah.
And few colleagues were saying, but man, you can't take all the fleck from your neck. I said, no, it will be there. And Lonsa say they want to disgrace us. They disgrace every one of us will take it. But every Liberian yesterday felt very disappointed.
Yes,
very
I passed through the corridors around the complex on yesterday while on the route to the studio.
Okay.
I mean, the euphoria, the enthusiasm was so high on yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It was really high on yesterday. The enthusiasm and the cohesiveness was so high on yesterday. Imagine Liberians turned out in their numbers to support the nation's pride and joy, the Lone Star, to victory against her South African counterpart. I mean, there were predictions, articles coming from Liberians, but unfortunately, Lone Star did not do what was required, to put some smile on the faces of Liberians who were upbeat and who appear so nationalistic. On yesterday, Anthony, was so disappointing and frustrating. But anyway, like you said, no need to further comment on that. It has happened. My man can say, "My water ways it ways."
Yeah.
Don't
die.
Yeah.
Chicken where you were. That's serious.
Well, chicken where? Yeah, I remember that slang way back in high school.
Yeah.
So you're watching the test and you can't make it a movie that easy.
Yeah.
I say, let go, man. Chicken where? Yeah, make it get out people.
Don't die.
Chicken where? Yeah. But imagine, come to think about this. You tell your wife you want to reach pan butter. I mean, you know what I mean? You cool, man. You know what I mean when I say reach pan butter? I mean, you're talking about the crab, the lobsters, the dry fish, dry meat, the dry bunny, and everything you can think about. You want to eat it in that pan butter. That is a rich pan butter. The peafowl, the chicken feet, and all like that. And then you get a $500 what to eat, but you say you want to eat rich pan butter. How do you reconcile that? I'm saying this to say you cannot be ill-prepared. You want to beat other people who are prepared. You want to defeat other people who are prepared. People who have programs, sporting programs, ongoing in various countries, youth development.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to just win there on a particular day. You think you have the wherewithal to do so. I mean, it's impossible. Yeah, with that tussle, even though our country, at times we have to be nationalistic, but
making talk,
real left.
Making talk.
When you're not prepared, you can't do anything. Imagine.
No, sometimes
even coming on the radio, Anthony, you have to prepare.
Yes,
you have to do some research. You have to do other things.
We have to motivate our team at times, but some of these things.
I tell you where you eat which promoter, then you get $500. I want a soup there. Yeah.
You get 500. You want eat. You want eat.
You prepare. You'll be other people that prepare. Got good programs.
Yeah.
You won't be there. So I think there's a need for the government, to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, to introduce some programs for youth development in this country. it's going to be a good thing. We have lots of great local talents here, Anthony. We have lots of great local talents. People with great skills, great tactics, and lots of imaginations are here that can do the job. Well, again, we have to incorporate them, put them somewhere for some time, and just, make sure they are up to the task and you can bring them out. Now we can say, yes, indeed, we can move on as a country. We have a team. Anything other than that, I'm sorry. So, having said that, Anthony, our wise words for the day, quickly, I see you trying to position your microphone. It's a bit of problem here. I think our technical man is here to sort that out for us. Stanley Kamara, the man who celebrated his birthday in isolation. Yeah. So, yeah. What do we have our wise words for the day, Anthony? Quickly.
Well, for our wise words today, I know the dawn is trying to do everything possible, so that
technically,
the dawn of radio is trying to do everything possible so that we have what are we on here? Okay.
The reason the question is that they will leave it.
So so our wise words today says a river cut through Iraq, but a river cut through Iraq, not because of its power, but its persistence.
All right.
A river cuts through Iraq, not because of its power, but its persistence.
Yeah, constant flow, right?
So it cut through not because it's too strong. Imagine now, Iraq is strong at anything.
Yeah.
But because of its persistent, because of its persistent, it has to be. And so that's what we have today for
maximize benefit.
Oh, wise one. We have to take a break too. I don't know.
Yes, before the break, I don't know whether you observed the weather on today, Anthony. Today the weather, it looks nice. I mean, it feels good out there.
Did you say it looked nice?
I mean, the weather is nice.
We had a surprising weather today.
Yes, I mean, it's a nice weather, and it feels good being out there. Imagine the weather today is mostly cloudy, and the current temperature is 83 degrees Fahrenheit. It feels like 96 degrees Fahrenheit as well. Yeah. It's good. It's a nice weather. And so let's take a break and carry out some technical adjustments, and return later. And continue with the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. If you're there monitoring us in the radio land, those of you who are following us online via the social media as well, we want to say keep glued to the broadcast. Don't you go away. We want to take a quick break. To be right back. Another man, folks, we had to just run for a quick technical break to sort out some things here in the studio. But thank you ever so much for being there, and welcome to Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. My name is Theo Williams. My colleague is Anthony Jiffan. John Blay. We are here to bring you all of the hard talk, all of those trending developments about Liberia and the rest of the world. Like we told you earlier on, shortly we'll have on the telephone the Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia, in Emmanuel Gonkwe. Do we have Gonkwe?
That's a vernacular anyway.
Yeah, Emmanuel Gonkwe.
Recently,
Gonkwe filed a petition before the Supreme Court of Liberia against President Weah's executive order mandating officials who are desirous of contesting public offices to resign on or before April 7th. We don't know why he thought to file this prohibition or petition against President Weah's executive order. He'll be telling us more about that, couple of other issues on the show. And so my colleague is making frantic efforts to contact Gonkwe. As soon as we have Gonkwe live on the line, we get strictly into the conversation this afternoon on ABC Radio.
Yes, so yes.
Are we set to go, Anthony?
Yes, we making contact with Gonkwe. We ensuring that Gonkwe come through very shortly, and then we start up the conversation here. Already set for him though, but I say sometimes you those are politicians. You have to take your time to get to them. We were able to successfully ensure that Gonkwe get through this afternoon on the show. So okay, so we have the Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia, Mr. Emmanuel Gonkwe. He's also I don't know, but let's say he is the political leader as a stand for that group. We've been told that group has registered as a political party to the National Election Commission already. And so Mr. Gonkwe is on the line now. Good afternoon, Mr. Gonkwe.
Good afternoon to people listening via the radio.
Welcome you live on the Hard Talk today.
Well, thank you so much. I think this is my debut appearance. So great that I'm on your show.
And that's why we wanted you to have been live in studio, but unfortunately, you people are politicians. Some engagements are going on. Registration is going on. You have to talk to people, but we want to endeavor so that you come here some days. Well, recently you filed a petition before the Supreme Court of Liberia against President George Weah order mandating government officials wanting to contest in the pending elections. Tell us more about that petition.
So it is a statute now within the country. Unfortunately, the president, being guarded by quote unquote some of the best legal minds, decided to issue an executive order. There is no way possible in this modern age that a president will issue an executive order that will surpass the existing statute that have been created through law. He felt that, look, this president took oath to protect and defend the constitutions and laws of our country. So the president claims to be a president interested in protecting the laws of our country. Then the president cannot issue an executive order that undermines the already existing statute that we have. It is on this basis that we
rid of prohibition against the president's executive order, so that we call the president to book, because we don't want a process where we will be allowing a growing up of a superior president in our country.
Mr. Gonkwe, in your petition, you mentioned the violation of the code of conduct. Are you aware that the code of conduct cannot function until an office of the ombudsman is established by the president as well, which is yet to be established and instituted by this president.
I don't think your interpretation is correct. The code of conduct is clear. What has happened is that part of the code of conduct has not been implemented, and that has to do with the ombudsman. And that's what I told you during the press conference, that the next battle with the Supreme Court would be to fight a writ of mandamus, to force the president, to enforce when implement the code of conduct. So we are aware of the code of conduct being a law, and the code of conduct should be respected. So the president cannot issue any executive order to undermine the existing statute.
Gongwe, how optimistic are you that your petition will yield the needed results?
Well, I'm aware that this is the very first time in the history of the country that a sitting president executive order is being challenged by the political organization. I know it would take the Supreme Court a moment, but I'm aware that at this point, the Supreme Court, and especially those who are interested in constitutional law, are very interested in the conversation. In fact, there are lawyers calling me left and right. They are very interested in the outcome of the petition, because this will be the first in the history of our country.
Mr. Gongwe, don't you think the call for the constitution of the ombudsman, the office of the ombudsman, would have been better instead of filing a petition against the president's state order? The president is calling for those contesting to resign. You are filing a writ of prohibition against his call. Are you not?
No, it is not against the call. Don't misinform the public.
Go ahead.
It is not against the call. It is the fact that a law is being violated. The president is undermining an existing law that is being approved. Yeah, by saying, the code of conduct is saying every government official who wants to contest for power should resign 1 year prior. The president came up with that law in place. The president is issuing an executive order. It should not have been an executive order. The president should have rather issued administrative notice, because already we have a law in place. So when you issue the executive order overshadows the implementation of the law. That becomes a violation. So look at the violation, don't look at the intent. This is what happened in Tunisia, like I said to you. In Tunisia, the president, got used to issuing all kinds of executive orders. Once morning, the president gathered and said there's no parliament. You don't want that kinds of stuff to happen in Liberia. And this is why we are challenging, the president's executive order. It is not the intent of saying, oh, the president is calling for people to resign, and you, Mr. Gongwe, saying people should not resign. We are not saying people should not resign, but rather we are saying the president's decision, is undermining an existing law. So if the president wants to implement the code of conduct for the 4 years, the code of conduct says that nobody in government, officers in government should use their position or should be in the management of a political institution. So therefore, if the president is serious about implementing the code of conduct, the president should rather focus on telling his government officials who are senior executive of his party, but at the same time senior government officials to resign. For example, Jefferson Koji, who is a city mayor, should not be a city mayor at this time if the president is serious about implementing code of conduct. Water College should not be a deputy minister at this time. Dangako should not be controller general at this time. Those who are heading, party position at the same time, serving as senior government official, according to the code of conduct, should not be in power by this time. So if the president is serious, then he should be focusing on that. He can't come to undermine an existing law. I mean, the president is saying there's no need for us to have a legislature.
Conquer, you indicated earlier that you are in consultation, or you are having consultations with some top lawyers in this country regarding the president's petition or executive order. What are they telling you about the gravity regarding that?
I mean, they are very clear. They're concerned about the gross violations of the law. They are very, very concerned. And some of the people, they are constitutional lawyers. They want a case precedent that they can be able to reference in a court, for example, or they can reference in at the law school. Remember, case with Hans Willem is being taught in a law school. So there are many cases. So when constitutional issue arises, you find lawyers, having interest. So the lawyers are having interest because they know that the president has violated the constitution of the country. So they have interest.
Do you see a green light in this your petition?
We will defeat the president face down.
What's your confession that you're going to defeat the president?
Because I know some of the people we're talking to, they are the best minds in the legal field. Some of the people that are representing us at the Supreme Court, they are some of the best lawyers you think about in the country. So I'm aware, that we already victorious. We're only waiting for the justice in chamber, to cite the Minister of Justice to conference. That's all we're waiting for. But as far as I'm concerned, we are already victorious.
Let's talk about your bid in Margibi County. Are you still contesting? And how prepared are you?
I am the presumptive senator of Margibi County, only waiting for October 10th.
You think you have the support of the people of Margibi?
I have the support already. I have the support of the people.
How engaged are you with Margibians?
I'm very engaged. I'm very, very engaged. In fact, the people in Margibi are creating a nickname for me now. They refer to me as a Lion King. So we're very, very engaged, and we are certain about victory. I'm not worried about who is competing against me. I know that the people trust my leadership. They trust my ability. The people have a clear history of my advocacy for them throughout the past, almost 15 years. I've been very active, advocating for Liberia, advocating for Liberians, and pushing for transparency and accountability. My record, my public record is clear. So I'm contesting on my public record.
I was just about to ask you about your contenders. There are some big names popping up in Margibi County. Are you
Who are the big names? Who are the big names?
Who are those contesting in Margibi County that you know?
Listen to me. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the bigger names in Margibi County. Unless you tell me who are the big names.
You might be one of the youngest contesting for that position. And maybe many persons might consider you
I'm saying yes.
Don't you think so?
Listen, nobody can say that Gongwe is inexperienced. Gongwe understands the political dynamics. He's been involved. My role in politics in Liberia is more than my age. So nobody can tell me about being inexperienced.
If you defeat the president through this petition before the Supreme Court, what next do we expect? Because it is less than 8 months now to elections.
The moment we're done with the writ of prohibition, we are filing the writ of mandamus. This is a long legal battle with the president, and he can be assured of that.
What can you point to in Margibi County specifically, Gonkwe? In terms of tangibles. What can I
point to?
Yeah.
Well, I point to my relationship with the people over the last years. My father was in Firestone, tapping in Firestone. I grew up tapping rubber. I'm a plantation board. My history is clear. I went to school in the plantation. My history is clear.
There are speculations that there are consultations in the background with you and somebody who wants to go on your ticket in the upcoming elections.
The top Liberian politician.
I don't know what the consultation you're talking about.
Well, Emmanuel Gongwe
slipped off the line.
The head of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia.
Yeah, let's try to reestablish control.
The call that the commander-in-chief, we are making effort to reestablish contact with him. The conversation is getting interesting to you.
Yes, certainly.
Especially to a point that you talked about.
Yeah, this news has been circulating.
Okay. Gongwe is back on the line. He's back on the line. What do we see here? Okay. Well, thank you for rejoining us, Mr. Gongwe. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, thanks for rejoining us. We were asking you that we've gathered that there are consultations in your camp with some top politicians in Liberia, one of the bigger names that we've heard before, to come over on your ticket. In fact, that person wanting to contest on your party ticket. Where are we with that conversation?
I don't know whether you you want to be a journalist or you want to speculate, I think it will be honoring on your part.
So we want you to speak to that speculation.
We are journalists. And you know that we are journalists.
We want you to speak to that speculation, Mr. Konkwe.
Listen, there are conversations ongoing, and people are having discussions, with the EFFL, the ANC, for example, has reached out to the EFFL for collaboration.
Okay.
And I can say for sure that, a conversation with ANC is ongoing. I can also say for sure that conversation with the Unity Party is ongoing. I can also say that Mr. Nathaniel Barnes reached out and he wants to be a contender of the presidency. He wants to contest on the party ticket. But I'm also aware that, the party officials are, negotiating to see as to whether he's prepared to run. We don't just want to put anybody on our party ticket who is not prepared to be a serious contender in the election. We have built a platform. We have built a very viable political organization, and we are not prepared to just put anybody on the party ticket because the big name in the ball of politics. We want to make sure that if anybody on the party ticket, you are a serious contender. Whether representative or senator, you must be a serious contender.
3 political parties you talked about, political institutions or individuals, Unity Party, ANC, Mr. Nathaniel Barnes. Gangwe, were you to maybe sit where you are sitting now and collect one of them to be a part of you or to join rank? Who do you think is a little bit better among all of them? Because you talked about being serious.
Listen, I'm a leader of the institution. I cannot make a decision at the moment. We allowed our party, to make that decision. I cannot jump the gun. The party will have to make that decision. Gone are those days that leaders of political institutions, sit and make unilateral decision without the support of the entire party executive committee. For me, my leadership in politics is quite different. I'm ensuring that, those who want to have collaboration with the party are going through the proper structure of the party and have a discussion with the party. I'm not going to be a leader who sit in one place and just make unilateral decision for the rest of the other people. So conversations are ongoing. The party official would make that determination as to who's serious and how we can collaborate to remove Joey from power.
You are having talks with the Unity Party and the Alternative National Congress, according to you. Somebody will argue that those two parties cannot collaborate. I mean, they're falling apart from the CPP, and you are here having consultation with them. How do you reconcile that, Gonkwe? Do you trust those two parties?
Well, it is not about trust. It's about, I always say when the future of the state, is at risk, political institution aligned, to protect the state. I'm saying to you, that George Weah has failed the country, and the father George Weah has failed the country, and that we have to replace George Weah. We have to collaborate, and that's what the nature of the collaboration is all about. So it is not about who I trust. It is not about who I believe is determined to move forward. It is about who can we collaborate with in a very honest term to defeat George Weah and get George Weah out of the power.
But you mentioned seriousness. You mentioned seriousness. So who do you think is serious? Are they serious people in your mind?
You want me to be on the radio with you and say Unity Party is serious or ANC is serious or this other political party is serious? I just said to you that the party is having progressive conversation with different political institutions. The moment we come to the full conclusion, the public will be elected. The party we will select to collaborate with means that that political party is a serious political party that the officials of the EFFL thought to collaborate with. So you have to understand that.
We've been reliably informed that Nat Barnes is most likely to surface.
Well, I cannot give you that, assurances that you want from me regarding that. I'm saying to you, conversations are ongoing, but they are not progressive conversation with Nat Barnes. As it stands, it is not a progressive conversation. So for you to say, he's likely to solve it, I don't know where you're getting your information from. But I'm saying to you, it is not a progressive conversation at all.
Okay, Gonkwe, where do you think this government has made significant progress since its inception?
Well, listen, when you're grading government, you don't grade government, looking at one situation. You grade government from the holistic, standpoint, how they've been able to govern the country.
Yeah.
If we are to holistically say, what the government has done over the years, we will be saying, look, on a holistic note, the government scored, 30%.
30%?
30%.
So to score 30%, it means that you have failed, but there are some areas that you imparted a little bit.
Yeah.
You want to point to those areas?
Well, I would say, for example, the government tried to do well with, reducing inflation. You can't take that away from them.
Okay.
They did that successfully. You cannot take that away. They made progress in that area. You can also say that, they may attempt to put a lot of health workers on the government payroll. You cannot take that away from them. As to one of those people on the payroll are taking pay regularly, it left to the government, but you can't take that away from them. So there are areas to make a little bit of progress. There were few feeder roles that they make interventions, so you have to, when you're an opposition political institution and looking at yourself and considering yourself as a government in waiting, you have to begin to have a conversation that is based on merit. So I'm saying there are a lot of little intervention that they have, feeder roles, though some of these roles were not built, with standard, we're now having problem where some of the roles are busting up, and the next government will have to go back and rebuild this role. So they made a lot of intervention left and right, but they miserably failed, the Liberian people, and that's why we give them 30%.
Having said that, Gongwa, do you think it's going to be a one-round election in favor of the opposition?
Considering that the opposition is having all the best candidates, contesting on different tickets, I'm not certain about a one-round, victory for any of the opposition political party. I know for sure that there will be a runoff election, and it is our appeal that during the runoff elections, all the opposition candidates, can find the courage and reconcile the differences, come together, just so we can have Joshua out of power.
Do you think reconciliation is possible within the opposition circle?
I think reconciliation is possible. I've been having conversation with most of the opposition leaders. I've spoken to Joe Buckard, I've spoken to Mr. Cummings, I've spoken to many of these opposition leaders. And, all of them have assured us that if, and only if, for example, Joe Buckard emerges, as runner-up to George, where Mr. Cummings is going to support. If Mr. Cummings emerges as runner-up to George, where Ambassador Buckard is going to support. So we are working behind the scenes to make sure
that if there's a runoff election.
That is if there's a runoff election.
So, Gangwe, tell us what you think is responsible for the divisions in the opposition.
Well, I think the division, part of what fuels the division is, I don't want to accuse the two most, qualified presidential aspiring right now, in terms of numerical strength. I'm saying most qualified in terms of numerical strength, not based on the academic credential. The two most qualified opposition political candidates right now are Ambassador Buakad and Mr. Alexander Cummings. Their supporters, I would say, I will accuse the supporter of being the one to fuel the confusion, not these political individuals. Because the supporter, this whole thing about government, especially so when you are not from a radical political institution like the EFFL, you premise your argument on the basis of what people going to get at the end of the day. So most of these people are concerned about what they will get in government and not concerned. Most of these political people are not concerned about the delivery of services to the country. A lot of them, first priority is what kind of job am I going to have in the government? There are a lot of people in the opposition, when you talk to them one-on-one, they know that Alexander Comey is one of the most qualified person, but the fact that they don't have relationship with Mr. Comey, then they cannot trust him to give him power. There are a lot of people too on the other side who know that Ambassador Boakai is qualified and competent to lead, but the fact that they don't know Boakai, and when Boakai becomes president, he will not give them the job they want. So these are some of the factors that influence the confusion in the opposition bloc that put the opposition aside.
Talking about confusion, Gonkwe, in some quarters, Ambassador Joe Boakai has been highly seen as the most experienced politician in the country. And his failure to unite members of the opposition, especially the CPP, I mean, so people think is the root cause of the dissolution. Do you subscribe to that?
I don't subscribe to that. I'm saying to you, supporters of the two individuals fueled the confusion. I don't want to accuse the two individuals of being a part of anything. I think that the supporters fueled the confusion, and I think we should focus more on, at the moment, focus more on reconciliation. The role the economic freedom fighters are playing right now in the opposition is to engine reconciliation. So we are engineering reconciliation. In the event where this opposition cannot come together to run on a single ballot, we want to make sure that there is some form of framework agreement that after the first round of elections, in the event of second round, that everybody can come together to have Georgia removed, because Georgia represents a bigger threat to our country democracy.
Even though there were several few attempts, but let's see how this one will play out in the final analysis.
That's what we had engaged.
Mr. Gongwa, you continue to accuse the supporters of both Cummings and Boakai being the cause or the force behind their division. He said that both of them were not independent enough in their thought.
Not that they are not independent in their thought. Like I said, most of these political parties in Liberia, they are not as radical as the EFF. We have a clear mindset. We have a clear political philosophy. So we are not influenced by, power. Most of the other political parties in Liberia, if you will be honest, you will know that most of them are structured just around power, and that's what makes it very easy for them to go into crisis. So I'm saying to you, yes, discussion is going on. We want to make sure that if Mr. Cummings is on the ballot in the run of elections, that the Unity Party folks will support. Whoever on the ballot, we have to support one another in the run of election. That's what's most important for me.
Okay. Talking about being rally call, Gonkwe, let me ask you, finally, how is a man in South Africa, Malema?
Well, Malema is doing good. It's fantastic. You just saw them lock down South Africa over the last few days. They were on protest, so he's doing good.
Okay.
Well, so before we let you go, I know we're going to take a few calls. I don't know where you are, whether you're following us, we are going to take calls.
Yeah, you can just tune into 105.1 ABC Radio or probably follow us online.
Are you in Mangibi?
Well, no, I'm in Maserati, so I will tune into your radio to listen to the callers.
So you can tune into 105.1. We want to take some calls.
And then you can respond if there's a need.
Yeah, but just before we do that, Mr. Gongwe, let me know from you, what do you actually want as a politician?
But what I want is for Liberia to be governed by a competent leader, a leader who will inspire growth in the society, somebody who will engineer and incentivize the private sector to create more jobs for our young people. That's the kind of leader I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a leader like George Weah, who will travel and come back and lie to the public about $50 billion investment. I'm not looking for that kind of leader.
And so the Lone South Liberia played yesterday. You're an aspirant for a senatorial post in Mangibi County. They had South Africa in South Africa 2-2. They came to Liberia. They desperately performed, leading to a 2-1 defeat.
Yeah, because the ruling party politicized the game, and that's why we got defeated. Period.
Politicized?
Thank you, Chief.
Okay, so please tune into the station. We want to take some calls, and we'll come back to you very shortly. So if you're just joining us, you're listening to the Hard Talk. It's on ABC Radio 105.1. Our guest via the mobile phone is Emmanuel Gongwa. Emmanuel Gongwa is the head of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia.
Yeah,
why you laugh to you?
No, he said politicized. That got me
The man
concerned.
said politicized the
The game
entire
was
thing.
politicized.
Period.
Yeah, and then he went away. Yeah, he just said something, and then he left the line.
Yeah, I know you wanted to ask.
He dropped the line.
I know you wanted to ask him what he mean by ruling party politicizing the.
These politicians has a clever way of dodging certain questions.
So you think he?
Sometimes they read your minds and know what's coming next.
And you think you are escaping.
Yeah.
I one person who believes that Gongwe is one person who is hard to escape journalist questions. But let's see whether we can talk to a few persons from the line. 0777-105-100, 0777-105-100 at the numbers 0555 105 100 0555 105 100. You just listen to Emmanuel Gongwe. He's the head of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia. Few of you calling now. Hello. Hello.
I'm sure this is Lawrence Spencer.
Good afternoon.
I'm okay, Lawrence. What you do for us, just shift a little bit because your line is not that favorable. You could just change your position. Yeah, just take 1 or 2 steps from where you are. Oh, Lawrence.
Yeah,
Lawrence.
happening?
Maybe you can call us back. Call us back.
Yes.
Your line is not of the best quality. We can keep running with you.
Yes. So
0777-105-100, 0555-105-100 are the numbers to call this afternoon and be live on the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. You listen to the Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia in Emmanuel Gongwe. What have you to say? Let's take this caller. Good afternoon. Welcome. It's a pleasure. Good to have you. Thanks for joining us. You call from Zweju. How are you monitoring this broadcast? Through which means?
What are you using to listen? Your phone? Oh, okay.
Oh, you're following us online. All right, on Facebook. Go ahead. Oh. Hello? Are you there?
Well, hello?
He's
out of time.
Line.
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, your name and where you join us from?
I'm Prince Zellake calling from Moserado.
What part of Moserado are you calling from, Chief?
Huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I don't want to call on the Liberian people. They must be carried by this zero politician. So we is our president for Twitter.
Okay. Thank you. Well, thank you ever so much. 0777-105-100, 0555-105-100 are the numbers you can call. Be a part of the conversation. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, what's your name? Where you joining us from?
I'm Mohamed Dole, calling from Loginja.
Go ahead.
I'm praying that this guy should be able to unite the opposition. Actually, I just pray for Gwango to able to join the opposition to defeat the leadership today.
Okay.
That we are in.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
I'm Fanny M. Foley. I'm calling from station number 15 to be beside the Senator community.
Go ahead, Fanny.
Yeah, actually, just listening to your studio guest on the platform. He spoke well. We need a good collaboration to see how best we can remove George Manuel because that boy is actually bleeding. We need a good collaboration. Someone will be able to redeem our country. We don't need a playboy who will come and make mockery all of us.
What do you mean by playboy? Hello. You call your president a playboy.
Yeah, we don't need a playboy.
No.
Okay,
No.
we don't need a leader. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need a leader who will be able to use our country money into their own personal affairs. You get me? That it's a country that is very old when it comes to fish. But yet and still we are behind. There are so many things we are lack of. The only person I believe in that can do this is Joseph Newman Walker. But the only way we can do this is except we collaborate.
Thank you, my brother. Hello.
Hello.
No, man, you can't do this to us.
Please don't
walk away from the monitor.
Okay, how are you?
Yeah, we should not be telling you this thing, Chief. Go ahead.
Well, my name is Sultan. I'm calling you from Congo Town.
Hey, man, next time we'll take you. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where you join us from?
I'm Alvin Chuki. We are calling from Central Virginia.
Go ahead.
Okay, bro. I want to appreciate you for your topic. For me, on a serious note, President Weah is far ahead than the opposition. They don't have any agenda. They don't have any plan, no success plan, no success story. And they can tell why they have done difference in policies, in analysis, in actions, in works. So let them leave President Weah enjoy a second term. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. 0777-105-100, 05-105-100. Well, you can disagree, you can agree, but let it be civil. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name? Where you join us from?
This is Goodrich Sound from Battery Factory.
You sound so energetic. Go ahead.
Okay, I said thank you to all those that insulting the president.
Yeah, my man,
just
go ahead.
because of power, because tomorrow when you go up there, they will not allow somebody to insult them. So for that reason, God will deny the opposition from sitting in that chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
You know, guys are interesting callers.
Yeah. 0777-105-100, 05-105-100.
Yeah,
and the numbers you can call. Yes. And be a part of the program. This is the Hard Talk. It's on ABC Radio 105.1. Let's hope that Mr. Gongwa is listening. And after all of the calls, we're going to go back to him. Maybe he respond to them and close up. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, sir. What's your name? From where you call?
Yeah, I'm calling from Congo. My name is Kupotekwa.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've listened to Mr. Gongwa as he laid an analysis about those three people that he chose, and he said he did not trust them. Then how will he be a leader? He said he is a leader, and they are, emerging to bring out a good party that will put the President Weah out. He better lay down and let the President Weah go ahead. So please tell him, you should talk like he's a little boy. Okay.
All right. Thank you. 0777-105-100, 05-105-100. Those are the numbers. Call if I'm part of the conversation. Good evening.
Yeah, how you doing, brother? Call from 12 HR.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you see my brother. This the telephone by Bill Gates, face again of foreign. The young guys are labor.
Go to the point,
yeah.
Go to the point.
Let it lead our president. George, we are going for the second term. I don't care what they do. George, we will go for the second term.
Why you want George to go for second term? Hello.
All right.
Eh?
Why you want President Weah go for second term?
I think George, we are a lot of development doing the rule, or come to rule, or come to the federal rule, and our Peter boy and Tina coming from the interior, and also about the school and Tina is doing. So I don't care what they do. George, we will go for the second term, and things will be more than that. Thank you.
Right. All right, Chief. Hello.
Hello.
The name of where you join us from?
I'm Ase T. Johnson, joining you from the Single Bell.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we just want to tell the opposition that let them leave our workaholic president alone and focus on their engagement. Apart from President Weah, currently we get nobody that will just with the country in the opposition, because we understand that the people, they are bunch of greedy people, greedy politicians who just seeking after themselves. So we can't trust them with the country here. Let them find play and sit down. Pregnant. Who want confusion in the country? Who want disturbance in the country? We can't take them serious no more. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We're still taking calls. Maybe we'll take 3-4 more persons. Then we'll go back to Mr. Gongwe. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Your name, where you joining us from?
I think it's Lawrence again.
Lawrence? Yes, go ahead. Hello. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Lawrence. I don't know. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? From where you call us?
I'm Abi calling from Randall Street.
Go ahead, Abi.
My brother, thank you for your talking point. My contribution in this kind of situation that we have on now. President, we are already failed us, and the opposition, the person that we're looking up to, they don't get no leadership ability, which is Jiffan in my brother. So for me, I don't trust any other person now. My decision now, this coming election, I don't think I will vote because I don't have choice. Thank you.
Okay, let's hope that from here to the voting time. For now to the voting time, you will decide.
Yeah.
0777, because when you vote, somebody will still be president. Right?
You might get problem with it.
Yes. 0777 105 100 0555 105 100. And the numbers call to form part of the conversation. Better make your view heard than to leave it in you. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name? Where you join us from?
My name is Ibrahim. I'm joining from a people resident in East 7.
Go ahead.
I would like to briefly talk the opposition. But to be honest, we don't have opposition and plus the opposition is our own opposition.
Okay.
They are up for power and we will reject them come towards him. But President Guya has the people at heart. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Yes. So
the calls on the call lines now.
Okay, so let's take one more too, then we can go over to Mr. Gongwe. 0777 105 100 0555.
If Gongwe is voluntary, you can call us.
Yes, so Mr. Gongwe, if you follow us,
respond to the callers.
Cut us back to follow to respond to the callers, then maybe we can part ways with you there. This person is here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What's your name? Okay.
Is it just Samu?
Go ahead quickly, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm calling from Mambakle. Yeah, we already said it. We could already said it.
All right.
So there's no need to talk.
Okay. All right. Could already talking on me. You won't call again. So Mr. Gongwe is back on the line. All right, Mr. Gongwe, you're back on the line.
I want to listen to a few of the caller because I think the radio frequency was not, I was missing the frequency. So, but I just got the frequency and listened to a few of the callers. Let me say this. We are very clear. You know, what are people like it? They call George Weah workaholic or workaholic. I'm not concerned about that. My concern is how we have the CDC booted out of power. Everything we can do to get this country on track, we are going to do it, and we are committed to doing that.
And you think one of those things that you have to do is to remove President Weah?
We will remove him. There's no compromise about this.
Why if it doesn't happen?
I mean, I'm telling you, the people of Liberia are resolved. George Weah is a former president, and you can mark my word on this.
Okay, Gongwe.
Mr. Gongwe, before you go, there have been series of political tension in other parts of Liberia since the inception of the biometric voter registration process. I know you follow some of the conversation with Yeke Koluba. He's also in the opposition. What have you to say about all those things?
Well, we want to discourage violence. We don't think that we should go through this process behaving very violent. We believe that we are at the point where we should consolidate effort to move the country forward. So those who are encouraging violence, we want to denounce violence. But let me say this: nobody is an owner of violence. If this administration believes that they can instigate violence as a means of rigging elections, they will be joking, because we will never and ever accept any outcome of the elections other than getting Georgia out of power.
Political activities have been suspended on the campuses of the University of Liberia. I know you came from civil society advocacies to political party. Can you comment on that a little bit?
Well, I think the University of Liberia is joking because you cannot be teaching political science and say the president should not practice politics. I think that was just a classical joke on the part of the university administration.
But there are other schools that are offering political science and their students behave, in a decent manner.
This is the University of Liberia. This is a state-run university. This is not private university. This is not university owned by churches. This is the University of Liberia.
So that is your argument?
It is a university of the country.
But sometimes the students behave out of the way. Sometimes
nobody behave out of the way. That has been the doctrine. The Student Unification Party has produced leaders in the country, and that has been the doctrine.
The doctrine has been to stop
normal academic activities.
Besides calling normal
when you conduct yourself, when you conduct yourself in the manner, when you conduct yourself in the manner, when you conduct yourself in a manner that contravenes your responsibility to the state, it is the student population obligation to defend their country.
So that means you support the student actions against former Solicitor General, against VP Taylor and others.
Listen to me, I said that is so doctrine. I'm not here to discuss student politics. Thank you.
Thank you ever so much, Mr. Gongwe. We hope that you will be here in studio some days. Well, Emmanuel Gongwe is the commander-in-chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia. He has been our guest through the phone line. Well, we're glad to have him. We had a fine conversation. Yes, sometimes politicians will be, the normal politicians will have to be the way they are. But Emmanuel Gongwe had a very frank conversation with us. He was very civil in his conversation, though he has to pinpoint. And Gongwe, let be like this. Gongwe is one of the politicians who admitted to where government make impact. And sometimes I like people to be very fair. He's a politician. Sometimes politicians will tell you, and you have to praise the people.
Yeah,
but,
we talked about inflation and all like that.
Yeah, you see, I don't know. I don't want to say he's a good politician. He's a sincere politician. I don't want to say so because politics is sometimes on the other way. We're toying on the other side. But he was being fair on this interview. Very surely he was being fair to himself, because the first thing, if you want to be a leader, if you want to be fair to any other person, you have to be fair to yourself first. Let's take a break to be right back to you.
Okay, let's bring you this song here by the late Jiffan Nimble. I've been looking for this song, Anthony, and thank God I found this song today. Yeah, Jiffan Nimble, the late, he used to be called the original Plinkington Mayor of Africa. Yeah, this song is a meaningful song. In fact, I started liking this song from my youthful days. Okay. Though I'm still a young man.
Yeah, but
this song, every time this song play on the radio, my grandmother would call me to come and listen. Because I used to love the song. And I still love the song.
The Oma used to call you, Janje, can't listen.
Yeah, so and the song is called Bosse Die. It's in the Basel vernacular. Meaning, when you eat some, you keep some.
Yeah, okay.
Be it palm butter, be it cassava leaf, be it palava sauce, be it dumbo, whatever. Once you eat some, you must keep some. So let's take the song by Jiffan Nimble. Yeah. Jiffan Nimble.
Grebo drinje, sunny zone, Mokpa DJ, sunny zone, Grebo drinje, sunny zone, Mokpa DJ, sunny zone, Grebo drinje, sunny zone, Mokpa DJ, sunny zone, Grebo drinje, sunny zone. Ah, Pass on bed qui est odam bouillaba boss in the ba diruji wada de konjinga jindo dia kati bu enwe ke boss in the o wada de konjinga jindo na kati bu enwe ke boss in na ba oji weni mojuni diruji oji wedu juni nyowe diruji oji pleto juni na diruji Sido Majuni, Nadiroji, Ojibeni Juni, Diroji, Nyabo Chabuli, no Diroji, Ojitabaki Juni, Nadiroji, Ojibuiba Juni, Nadiroji, Kebos India, what about India Ba, Diroji, what about India? What are they conching? I didn't takati, poo and nowhere, Kebos in Tapa. What that was what you got, you
The older that knows what a crab had lives. Tigban Nimlan making his contribution on the Hard Talk this evening on ABC Radio 105.1. Good afternoon to all of you who are driving this evening. Take it easy. Please don't get carried away by the music. Watch out for pedestrians as you drive this afternoon or this evening, sorry. Obey all of those rules and regulations governing the traffic. Avoid using the shoulders of the road. When you eat some, you keep some. Be a palm butter, be a cassava leaf, be a palava sauce, be a dumbbell, whatever. When you eat some, keep some. The late Tigban Nimlan here on ABC Radio.
Bora pass on bed qui est odam bouillaba boss in the ba diruji wada de konjinga jindo dia kati bu enwe ke boss in the o wada de konjinga jindo na kati bu enwe ke boss in na ba oji weni mojuni diruji oji wedu juni nyowe diruji oji pleto juni na diruji Sido Majuni, Nadiroji, Ojibeni Juni, Diroji, Nyabo Chabuni, no Diroji, Ojitabaki Juni, Nadiroji, Ojibuiba Juni, Nadiroji, Kebos India, what about India Ba, Diroji, what about India? What are they coaching? I didn't takati, poo and nowhere, Kebos in Tapa. What that was what you got, you are dying. What that was what you got, you are dying. What that was what you got, you are dying. Kebos in the what about the anywhere? Did buy a boy, Boya. What I mean, Mamma, we get on to my pee. Ah, Kikani. Ake wani akebo mwe bae na mo grog mo jande mo chi abwe wada de konjinga jindo ndi akate pu wenyowe kebo sindie o wada de konjinga jindo mlakate pu wenyowe kebo simna o wada boss indie ba diriji Boss in you. You can't go to that was why 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 you can't go to
What a wonderful song here in the Bassa vernacular. Here on the program, The Hard Talk, ABC Radio 105.1. This is a program that comes away Monday through Friday. Theo Williams and Anthony Jiffan with here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, talking all of the critical national issues gearing towards the transformation betterment of Liberia. Thanks to our guest, Emmanuel Gongwe, the CRC of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia.
Yeah, online guest.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, but the conversation was going away. So on the flip side of the show, we still have to look at today. There was a press conference by a group of young people in District 10. They call District 10 Youth Council. Sometime, we started the other day to you, we were talking about violence, how young people should not be used to instigate violence in our society. And they have agreed with us that indeed the acts of violence in our country should not be perpetrated by young people. Young people should not be the tools for violence in our country. Today they had a press conference condemning the situation, calling on state actors, calling on national leaders, calling on the president and other leaders to ensure that these things do not happen in our country. And this happened barely 24 hours following the arrival of the president from the US and
the UAE.
The UAE.
And Anthony, before we go into that discussion, I was sitting the other day and I was thinking about something.
Okay.
I was thinking about the wave of accidents across Monrovia and its suburbs, and even in the rural parts, and especially those accidents that will lead to the death of police officers who will be in the line of their duties. I was so saddened when I heard the news about the police officer who died in Painesville
as a result of that truck accident.
Yes. And interestingly, that guy is the brother to one of my friends. I didn't know until the guy texted me one night and said, "Oh, the guy who died in the accident in the Painesville area is my brother." And I was like, wow, yes. So I was concerned about the ways, in which we can mitigate some of those accidents in our country. Because, Jiffan, if you do an observation, or if you carry out your own observation, you come to realize that 80 to 85% of the vehicles that plow the streets are all defective vehicles.
They are not roadworthy.
They are not roadworthy. That's the word. They are not roadworthy. So what can we do to avoid a recurrence of accidents, especially where police officers will be serving duty and die? What can we do as a country? What plans the police have to ensure? I was asking one of the police guys who were here the other day, who came on the invitation of Martin Fagins. I was asking him
for traffic talk.
Yeah, traffic talk. I was asking him, what's the way forward? What can we do to avoid accidents in our country? I mean, other countries, they are standards,
right,
Anthony? They are standards.
Yes.
The vehicle up to a certain level, certain year, you can plow major routes.
No,
because you will endanger the lives of other people.
You either run the out of town rule,
yes,
that
or you run a feeder rule,
yes,
or somewhere where you will not come in contact with anyone who would die as a result of your negligence or as a result of riding a defective vehicle or defective vehicle.
And in reference to that, again, a group of young people, again, under the banner First Time Voter Association, I think Revolutionary First Time Voters Association of Liberia, had a press conference calling on the government of Liberia again through the Ministry of Justice to stop
continue
those heavy duty vehicles,
maybe
continuum trucks and other heavy duty vehicles from
flying
the streets during the day.
Yeah, of course.
I remember this. This was a policy, maybe or a mandate from the police that those heavy duty vehicles should ply
I recall
the
that.
street after 10 o'clock.
Yes, you know, this country Amazon would make laws here, and for just 1-2 weeks, it's finished. We return to the same old thing,
as if nothing happening.
Yeah, as if nothing happened.
We are more reactionary than we are more
implementing.
Yes, we react to things than implementing them.
Yeah, I recall from what you're saying. I recall that that thing came to effect.
Yes,
but it did not take long, right?
They said they continue to move only after 10
o'clock.
I think it went a month or two,
and that was it.
And it was done. Today, in fact, in the main streets, in the morning when you are rushing to work, the whole continuum trucks are even turning around right before the taxi, the kekes, And
I was asking the police officer who came in the other day, what can we do, especially with those heavy duty equipped vehicles? What do we do?
How do we handle
them? Is there a way that we can find an alternative route for them to ply, even if it is in the day? He said, my brother, what a rule is. When you will send them.
Imagine.
Yeah, that was what he said to me in response.
But there should be a restriction, though.
And you can't stop them.
No, you don't. You wouldn't stop them. But there should be a time for them to move.
Yeah, so I think there's a need for the Ministry of Transport, the Liberia National Police. Maybe they can come together and suggest some ideas in order to curtail the wave of accidents in our country, especially with those defective vehicles.
And sit with maybe those of the bigger companies.
The driver union,
the bigger companies.
We'll have the driver union, right?
The post truckers drivers association,
of course,
who are the major movers of those big continuums and trucks and other things across the city. Sit with them, have some agreement, work on that, because this is not just about who carry the truck. It's not about who is moving with this truck, but it is about the safety of everyone. Imagine the policeman has life. Even the man who is driving the truck, he might be driving that truck that day. He has a family person. They also in the street. You don't know where problem will happen at any time. An accident has never asked anybody, say, excuse me, let me happen. It happens before you get to know that this is what's happening.
Of course.
And so they themselves, I think when the police, like you said, the transport ministry and the truckers association sit together to talk about these things.
The Liberia National Police as well.
Yes, I think this will help us, because the first thing, when you're talking about safety, don't think about who is involved. Think about everyone around, because it is about the safety. Okay, let's look at this. A representative safety matter. The ordinary person safety matter. The president safety matter. That truck that killed those people of recent over there, Theo. It could be a representative car right before that truck. What could remove it?
I mean, it was speeding and lost brake.
Yes.
And ran into everybody over
Nothing could remove it.
Yes.
The president convoy should be coming from the opposite. And that thing happened. You think accident will say that president convoy coming, I'll go on the other side? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. So it will happen at the end of the day before we come to ourselves. Now it has happened. What do we do? should we take precaution? Now we're not taking precaution again.
Yeah, when different one happen.
Yes. So we have to prevent this from further happening.
And I listened to the Morning Breeze that very day. I recall the team that morning interview Moses Carter.
Yes.
I followed the interview, and Moses said, as per their investigation, they found out that the vehicle was not roadworthy, one, and two, there was an indication on the dashboard that something signal on the dashboard, and the driver did not adhere to that.
And he listed a good number of police officers, even including the one who passed.
Yes.
That they were all guilty of what happened.
He said it popped up on the dashboard, the warning popped up, but the driver did not adhere to that and continued riding the vehicle. And unfortunately, it lost brake, and those people died untimely. Imagine that little boy coming from school.
Yes.
Took up his time, woke up in the morning,
Innocent
took shower, went to school, spent almost the whole day in school, leaving school, and died instantly. Died unfortunately. The other incident, I think it was sometime last year at the Gabriel Tucker Bridge, Anthony.
Yes, right.
Where the police officer also died in his line of duty.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And these kind of things we have to.
It was as a result of the same truck.
Yes, we have. You know, till the last time, in fact, on numerous occasions, you realize that the container will fall from the truck right around the bridge here. The other time, it has to go and hit the light pole.
Yeah, and the Gabriel Tucker Bridge is just something like a one-way ticket.
Yes,
you know.
Yes.
One way. Yeah.
And so when these things happen, what the results are: people died, people are injured, and then we condemn it. After 2 days, we return to the same thing.
I think the safety of all citizens should be taken seriously.
It matters a lot.
By the police, the government, and all of those relevant authorities.
It matters a lot.
The safety of every Liberian should mean a lot to those in authority.
And so when I listen to the young people,
don't wait for situation to occur, and then you start to find remedies. You start to find solution. No.
When I listen to the young people today calling on the Ministry of Justice to ensure that they prevent trucks, heavy-duty trucks, from moving during the day, I was like, this is a laudable venture, a laudable advocacy that you people are undertaking. But is it going to work? How long will this work? Is it going to start in 1-2 weeks, a month, and then we stop it, we return to the same thing? We have to put, many of these things happen as a result of putting the interest of maybe a person above the country. Because if we consider that what we do will help to protect the state, protect the citizen, we wouldn't compromise who is involved with the truck. No. Whether the president is the one who, whatever is in that truck will remain parked until 10 o'clock. Whether in fact, the police director, that truck remains parked until 10 or after 10 before it moves. At which time you notice that, in fact, there are not many cars running in the street. But that's the reason why they call Liberia 1 week issue. When something pop up after 1 week, it is gone. And then we go back to the same thing. I remember there were times they say, motorbike will not cross the bridge. That restriction still remains. But motorbikes are all in time.
Will not apply after 10 o'clock in the night. Well.
Yes. That restriction is still there. But they are all around. They say, Keke will not use a new bridge. You know that the restriction is still there. But Kekes are still using the bridge. We are not saying all of these things to tell people that deny people the opportunity to find their living. No. We are not telling you to deny any Liberian access to living. But again, we are making reference to these things to tell you who are policy makers, you who are lawmakers, you who should abide by those laws. We are making the references to tell you that we don't respect laws, even we that make it. Even we that make it. And I want to say this for free. Government itself do not respect law. How do the government will respect the law that government made? Because you notice that you're supposed to take tailing. You may say a minister may take tailing. You may say a director may take tailing. And listen to one police officer and say you get nothing they call tailing. But you're taking opposite lane. Because you say you're minister. And you know you're supposed to take that lane. You government official, and I'm saying government official intentionally, not to tell you that minister make law. No. But government, our government, as per statute, has 3 branches. And they have separate functions. They got the one that make law. So I'm talking about government. When I say government, you know the branch of government that make law. The minister will take the tailing, the director will take the tailing. But mind you now, sometimes the police will see them, they will allow them to go. But you go pull your car to the opposite lane. They run to you. Who are you? And this who are you and who am I thing is taking us nowhere. It's taking us nowhere. What it does is it continues to damage the system.
You know who you're talking to?
Yes.
You know who am I? Yeah.
When we continue to dwell on who am I, who are you, who you're talking to, we continue to damage the system. The very system we advocate for, the very system we ourselves feel we're building, the very system we think is better, we continue to break it. And when we break it, we cause more harm to ourselves. I'm saying to ourselves because even you, government official, the result of a reckless driving from one driver could harm you. The last time there was an accident by Minister Tue was involved into an accident. That accident did not ask for ordinary citizen to happen. You and I are aware. It did not ask for ordinary citizen. It happens to a government official. And so when we are talking about respecting laws, when we are talking about policies, when we are talking about how we should go by every piece of law on our book, it means we have to start that. You know, that's one belief I had, that to enforce anything, it must start from the top. But you, the part in the house, you say nobody should go over there to sit down, and you start to sit there. The children will go there because they feel that. But in our power, saying that yesterday, we'll take your course, please. We'll take your course. So when we should have strong laws in this country, let the obedience of these laws start from the top.
No, not when we should have strong laws. We have good laws on the book, Anthony.
No, we have good laws.
We have good laws on the book.
But if they must be strong, because they are not strong. I'm saying this in context.
Yeah, your
right?
concern is the implementation aspect of the laws we have.
I'm saying they are not strong in context. You have good laws too, but there are certain people who will violate those laws and they go free.
Yeah.
So if they were strong enough, if we realize that justice in itself is blind, it will capture everybody. When anyone fails to respect a particular law, that person will be punished equally as compared to an ordinary person who violates that law.
Regardless of your status, regardless of who you are.
But other people go to jail for maybe stealing. Other people, they not go to jail. They pass around here. Mind you, the same kind of steal we steal are in jail. They make osa. The next thing, somebody feel that, oh, but they may find a way to get in government too. And so we have to respect laws. That guy was moving with our truck, like you said, like the police investigation provided by Moses Carter. I hear a bar by the signal from that dashboard. Even when you're moving with the car, they say water short. You have to stop. Because you're considering your own safety. So I hear about that signal. Those people wouldn't have died in cold blood.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't have died untimely death. But because you feel that, some people feel that everything can happen in America or it can happen in other countries, but it happened in Liberia. What do you think? It can't happen in the other place, but it's happening here. Oh, the people who are here, are they different from the people on the other side? Do they have different blood? Is there different breath in the people in the Western world as compared to people in Liberia? It can happen in other countries, it can happen in Ghana, it can happen in Nigeria, but it happened in Liberia. And you know it's supposed to happen. But man, Liberia, do the Liberia way. Let us learn to respect the laws. Yari say, Legongwe has filed a petition before the Supreme Court. The president should constitute the office of the ombudsman to ensure that office implement or enforce the code of conduct. That office is yet to be established. Somebody will tell you, they say the man is supposed to resign 1 or 2 years before election year. Yeah. But now, the man will be in position. Now, within a year, the man stay a deputy minister, assistant minister, director, and what have you. The man fly up already. The man fly up, the man contesting. Now, somebody will tell you, they think when I'm in America, they man wouldn't contest, but he's contesting Liberia. Are we going to stop all of those people? That is another disrespect to the law. Where they say, respect for rule of law, yes. Yeah, there was somebody say respect for rule of law. They have to wonder, how are you talking about respect for rule of law? Which rule of law do you respect? Which one? Oh, they get certain group of people that will do certain things, they be free. Then certain people do it, they are punished. They say, we respect the law. We have to be very careful. We have to be very careful. And when you do that, when you make the law to be like no one should respect it, when you undermine the law, when you reduce it to a point that no one can even listen, then the country becomes hostile. Then the people become adamant. They don't listen to anything. They are laws, like you said to you. They are good laws. Very good laws. When you read liberal laws, you say, what? Are we done this in this way? We wouldn't have what is going on. If we're respecting the kind of laws we get, I think somebody will follow. I think somebody will shake. But we're not respecting them. Why? Because those who should enforce and implement those laws, they themselves are disrespecting and violating the laws. We have to learn. And somebody will say we're in the modern world. Every civilized society will respect the rule of law. And that's one of the core to civilization. That is one of the core. Respect the rule of law. If you respect your power, who you respect your mind, who you are. Then you say, I civilized. Somebody will ask you, what kind of civilization that tells you that don't respect your parents? Don't respect the rules in your house. And so, when you tell somebody, say, oh, they dare you put in the street, they don't put it there. Pick it up. They say they mayor now.
You married, bro?
Oh, you become married, bro, now. That's why I never seen Koji wet. But you know, we the very people will say the country is dirty. Government is not taking care of the country. But they say, don't put diet in the street. But you drop the diet. You drink the water, you throw the bag there. You eat a banana, you drop the peeling. What is that? We're talking all of these things because we love our country.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's good to leave the hardcore political discussions and just talk about some of these things that matter in our country. For instance, safety. You talked about the environment. You talked about other issues, respecting the rule of law. These are all cardinal points you raise or we are raising on the radio, Antonin. And sometimes it's good we do these things.
The at least
these things.
The how they call them water and sewer pipe we bust in somebody's
sewage
community.
Line.
They wouldn't go to
even the water line. They
wouldn't go to
and
water and sewer to say.
One thing I noticed about this country, Anthony, we don't have what I would call a rapid response system here.
Yeah. So now when poor Bob rent our place, what we do? We start using the water.
Yeah.
We start selling it. Government start losing.
Yeah, and the water will spill all over the place.
So we will not go to the water and sewer to say, you can. They arrange. Just connect me this way. We start using it illegally. And as soon as the casual, we finish making government to lose up to thousands.
Even with the LEC, Anthony, even with the LEC.
People will intentionally go and bypass the meter.
Yeah, with the LEC. When you have problems with LEC, maybe with your meter or whatever, your line, and you call them, it's difficult to have them respond to you rapidly.
They will not respond.
And you can't have your money. You spend your money to get the meter, you even spend your money to buy, the token, and then you encounter a little problem.
Yeah.
That could be resolved or can be resolved within a twinkling of an eye. And you will call the whole day. Nobody will come to you.
But man, sometimes 1 year they don't come.
Nobody will come to your aid.
They don't come.
And as a result, some people tend to do things the other way around.
Yes.
And you can't blame those people.
Yes. But sometimes some of them they do theirs intentionally to you.
Of course.
Sometimes some of them do it intentionally. The betterment of this country, at the same time, those people are the ones criticizing government. Oh, government, LEC not stable. Well, no running water in my community. But other people in the other community, they're stealing the running water. So how government will generate resources to reach to your side? Oh, everything high, this. Government not bearing role. Government is not doing this. Government is stealing. But we in the communities, we steal more than even government officials.
Tell me fast, Anthony. Let's take a few calls and we wrap up. We have to make way for another program that's coming up at 6.
So if
you take a few calls,
yes, if you're following us, you can call us on 0777 at 777-105-100, 0555-105-100. We talk to highlight these things because of love for country. Yes.
So if you're following us there in Radio Land, you can call in. Perhaps you can make some suggestions. Who knows? Some of your suggestions could be taken into serious consideration. In order to help solve some of the problems we are we are faced with as a country. We talk about road safety as well.
Yes.
We talk about the issue of sanitation. We talked about upholding the rule of law or respecting the rule of law. So these are things we've highlighted on the show for you this evening. It is your time now to weigh in. Let's hear from you. Perhaps you want to give some recommendation or you want to just lend your thought on some of the things we talk about. Let's hear you. It is your time to participate.
And don't think we always have time to talk about CDC, opposition, President Weah, Yeke Koluba, and that kind of thing. No, sometimes we have to look at some of the happiness. To the line, few persons are calling. Hello. Hello, what's your name? Where you join us from?
I'm Emmanuel Kufa, calling you from the Hard Hour.
Please walk away from your radio, sir.
Okay.
Walk away from your radio a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, much better. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm called to appreciate you for speaking on those high patriotic consciousness issues.
Okay.
And the development of Liberia lies in our hands. As citizens, we need to love our country. It pains me to see individual riding up to, let's say, 50,000 cars and drink water and drink it. We died on the street. We should love our country first. It starts with us, the common people, before moving on to our leaders. So I appreciate you guys for such program. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Join the conversation 0777-105-100-0555. sorry, 105-100, and be a part of patriotic discussion, national building discussion. We believe in Liberia. We love Liberia. We think that every one of us in this country, there is no other place we can be deported. We can go. We cannot be deported from this country. When you go to another American country, you're lucky you take citizenship. But one day, home feelings will get there. You want to come back. You want to see Liberia good. And the betterment of Liberia lasts within every one of us hand. 0777-105-100, 0555-105-100 are the numbers you can call to form part of the conversation here on the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
What's your name? Where you call from?
Yeah, I'm calling again on the fight show when Mr. Nukwe was on the show.
Yes, go ahead. Gongwe and Nukwe. Go ahead.
Okay, Gongwe. Sorry. I want to thank you guys for your show on, discussion. And you guys are really doing well for our country.
Thank you.
And this is what we need in this country for our country to go ahead. And you see, the country is really in a mess. Like you go in other places, and you look on the streets of Monrovia. You see species all over the place. And you guys are talking a very good, and it will make the country to be developing.
And sometimes someone can put it there.
Yeah.
But somebody go to is it your business? Are you the
Well,
NCC?
you guys, you're making progress. You're making reference to those things. It makes sense. You see, it brings us, good and a civilized world. I thank you guys, for this discussion.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you ever so much. 0777-105-100, 0555-105-100. We have less than 10 minutes to go on the show. Taking this person here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What's your name? Where are you joining us from?
I'm John Cody, calling from Banate.
Go ahead, John.
Okay, you're talking about this case. But something I really want to ask for just concerning the city police on the street. Did they have right to request for lesson or a rest car city police on the street?
Well, which I can't speak to, my brother. I can't really speak to that.
Okay. Because the reason I'm asking because they can really embarrass. Well, even if they see somebody when they stop it, you don't stop it with in your car or in your keke or maybe you're fighting to hold the wheel because they're asking you for lessons. I don't know. That it really troubled me. The last time y'all were having the chief of safety, but I tried calling, I couldn't get you. I really want to ask on a police officer, let it really be up to a speak to us better.
Traffic talk is coming up after the show. So I'm very sure. Keep listening. At 6 o'clock, traffic talk will come on. And so you can ask that question. I'm sure he's knowledgeable to something like that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, my brother. Well, let's take we're taking 2-3 calls, then we call it a day on this edition of the program. The Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. Good evening. Your name and where you join us from?
Yeah. Good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah.
My name is Zanga, and I'm calling from Central Monrovia.
Yes, go ahead, Zanga.
Yeah, like you got right there. I think they have the police will have to put in mechanism for checking the vehicles. They don't need to come and really check papers, but they don't even check how defective the vehicles are.
Okay.
The trucks, I was driving one night, there's a truck that was using flat light as light, and that truck went and penetrated either the or gate. So I went there and asked, I said, how did you guys manage for a truck to pass the area? Because the truck was using flat light as a light bulb. Okay, cold truck. So how kind of defected truck, you be a light to pass. Do you know the kind of damage the truck will cause? And more besides the issue of the dead, you're talking about. The moral is too dirty. Before then, anytime they used to organize the community to even create a Sony. For 5 years, this Sony, the Sony has never been touched. So as soon as someone reinforce, the Sony overflows and so dies, they're getting to people's homes. So I think generally we have to rethink. Because
so I like when people talking like that. But sometimes somebody there's in the street. Now because I'm talking at this now, and you just say on the phone you're talking.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody dead and said I mean can put it there. So now you can put it there.
But this is what I'm talking about. The proper materiality and issue enforcement. That is this so going to be probably there. For every junction even on Broad Street, at all the junctions, you will go see there. You will see Zogo lying down all over the place and whatever. So I think something will be done. Because a serious issue. The day I swallowed any time the typhoid, malaria, everything just eating people off. So I think they're going to have a meeting. Thank you.
Okay, my brother.
It's too much, Joe. No joke about it.
No, it's too much. Thank you. We'll take two more persons, then we'll call it a quit. Another program is coming up shortly. 0777-105-100. Theo Williams, Anthony Jiffan here on the Hard Talk. 777-105-100, 555-105-100 are the numbers you can call. We're taking just two more calls, then we call it a quit on today's edition of the program Hard Talk. Today, we talk to leave all of your politics. Well, to come around some of those basic things that we need to do to help our society. Because, mind you now, we are the one living here. When the streets are dirty, when the environment is dirty, when your backyard is dirty, what it does is it causes malaria. Because when flies get on it, on the diet, they go on your food. The mosquito will move from there and come and bite you. The next thing, you'll be going to hospital for malaria and other things. 0777-105-100, 0555-105-100 are the numbers you can call, and then you'll be live here on the program. Let's take maybe we'll take one more call, or we can go home on this. We can go home on this. Well, it has been a wonderful presentation. My name is Anthony Jiffan. Theo Williams has been around. But I don't know. You know, all of these things we have to talk about them because it matters most. It matters most. That it matters most that we have to talk about this thing that we talk about. And so the Hard Talk come away tomorrow with a Joe Nutua Wonder, Theo Williams, Anthony Jiffan. I've been here on this edition of the program today, Wednesday, the 29th day of March 2023. I'd like to say, before I go home, happy birthday to somebody would say, I don't know, they would say former media colleague. I don't know what I would say. Former media colleagues. What is this? What is it? Something. Okay. Somebody would say former media colleague birthday. So today is the birthday of Mrs. Ethelyn James Compton, the wife of Julius Compton. My name is Anthony Theo Williams, and I've been here. Join us on Friday. But Joe Wanda will be here on tomorrow. Have yourself a pleasant good day from Monrovia. Bye-bye.